As a millennial, I saw how military disasters like the Iraq War robbed this nation of young lives, of billions of dollars, of our moral standing in the world. And I worry that our current leaders are repeating those same mistakes. I was in Sand Branch, Texas, which is a community south of Dallas that doesn't have running water. It doesn't have basic sewer infrastructure. So every dollar we spend bombing people in the Middle East is a dollar we're not spending in Sand Branch, Texas, or in our communities here at home. We're always told that we don't have enough money for schools or for health care or for our veterans, but there's always enough money to bomb people on the other side of the world. And so we can support the democracy movement in Iran. We can prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, all without bombing innocent school children or sending our American troops off to die on the other side of the world.
Representative
Tupac said it best. We got money for wars, but we can't feed the poor. And this vicious cycle of Republican ineptitude to save its own people continues to run. Before I go any further, I have a special guest joining me today. This young man's link will be in the video description. He does the best job of reviewing movie and TV shows. He does a way better job than I do. He's professional. I'm not. I'm an amateur. I be giving y'all these silly ass jokes that sometimes y'all don't laugh at, but his stuff be on point. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage is the good brother E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. What's up, E?
What is going on? Thank you, brother, for the invite. I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you having the courage, and I'm being dead serious. In this day and age, to be a black person speaking on politics, and you see what they're doing to some of our white contemporaries in politics, it takes some kahunas. I'm going to start calling you Big Ball from Doge. The only difference is you don't mind DEI, because it takes some balls to be up here talking politics, but we'll get back to it. Did you get a chance to see that clip I just showed of James Talarico?
I saw the last half.
Okay. Basically, he was talking about how we never have money to do anything for our people here in America.
Mm-hmm.
But some reason we always find money to go to a war that really don't need our asses there in the first place.
Mm.
In that vein, how do you feel about the statements that Talarico just made?
I mean, where's the lie, right? I mean, it's you can see the pattern every single time, and it's always tied to political parties. In my lifetime, every time the GOP becomes president, we just so happen to go to a war. And what is the commonality in all of those wars? It ain't to fight the greater good or fight evil or whatever. Nah, it's oil, right? It's usually oil. And what happens? I need people to understand this basic thing. You always follow the money.
Always.
It goes to oil and usually trying to pilfer all these other natural resources from other places. And then once the price of oil, because by the way, the price of oil shot up, right? You think that's a coincidence? No. We go to Venezuela, do these acts of, conflict or whatever to get oil. We go to Iran. Why? They got oil. And guess what? They just stopped the flow of crude oil that would affect the gas prices here. But what does that do? It makes the gas prices go up. You ain't finna stop pumping gas. You're going to still pay that high gas. But what does that mean? The price of oil per share has gone up. Who does that benefit? It benefits the rich, wealthy. And one more step. Every time we go to war, every time we going after oil, what happens to the economy? In you and my lifetime, every time we've gone to war, what happens? Recession. Guess what? When a recession happens, inflation goes up, prices go up, people lose jobs, bad things happen with the economy. But you know who doesn't suffer? The rich, the wealthy 1%. They find that as a BOGO sale. It is a flash discount sale because guess what? Stocks go down. That means it's time to buy. You know this. When the price of oil and shares go up, who got richer? The people that own those shares and stocks. So, this is a constant cycle where, yes, when the GOP get into office, They love to go to war because it makes the rich richer and it makes the broke broker. And at the end of the day, once we actually do feel that impact, eventually a Democrat comes in, Bill Clinton, Obama, Biden. And what do they end up doing? They usually have to clean up the economic mess that was left before them, and usually have to pull out of a war, usually also because of public pressure, because we don't like going to war. It might sound good until it's your son or your daughter or you that have to actually go out there. And yeah, man. So yeah, we usually will find the money to, to spend on the military like crazy, which by the way, there's a whole lot more money put into that than anything else. But God forbid we actually, I don't know, focus on healthcare or focus on paid family leave or focus on things that actually affect your everyday kitchen table needs. They don't want to do that. They much rather, again, follow the money, make their rich lobbyists and corporations and billionaires, out there richer than actually help the American people.
Well said, my brother. And I'll expand on one part of it, the rich people part and the hypocrisy, the nerve of them always telling the American people to not want to have socialism when their greedy asses are the beneficiaries of socialism every time they want the government to pay for their new startup. And let's just say that startup fails. We paying for it, taxpayers. What do we get out of it? Nothing. When they benefit from it, they get to capitalize on the gains. Do the taxpayers get that money? No. Do salaries go up? No. The salaries keep up with inflation? No. And then when inflation goes up because too much money is printed, who do you think gets that printed money? The businesses and the corporations and the rich people. And guess what? They on the back end get to increase goods and services because inflation is up. Then they getting money on the back end. So I just showed y'all 3 ways they socialize money and tell you that you don't need it. Inflation goes up, that's their excuse to charge more. When the money gets floated into the economy, they get their hands on it before we do. And then lastly, when they get the gains from it, they wind up taking that money, putting it in assets and taking loans, and none of that money comes back into the economy. But you, me, and anyone who's making less than, I'm going to say $250,000, because damn near that's middle class nowadays, you get squeezed. And yet, E-Man, we still have Republicans voting for this bull job. Diehards. Some of them know better. Some of them don't care. And there's a good majority who know better and is just willing to see Democrats suffer. Black people suffer. Anyone suffer while their quality of life sucks. And what we're seeing right now with these Republicans, it is nothing more than modern day colonizing. As they said in Wakanda Forever, colonizers. We haven't shook that out of American culture yet. You saw what they did in Venezuela. You see what happens when GOP gets control of the office. They go to war somebody that they know they can beat. How many times have they went to war with someone whose technologies and, dare I say, weaponry could match them? You haven't seen them do that. They go to war with people that have resources that they know they can beat, so they can extrapolate those resources, pretend like they're instituting democracy, only to institute someone that they know good and damn well ain't going to be able to run the country. They're going to have to come back and spend more money. So, folks, be informed. Let us know what you think. Post your comments. We've got a lot more to go on this show.